Today's topic is money versus abundance. Money. I think most of us have been made to believe that money is abundance. Not at all. Money has nothing to do with abundance. How can I explain it better? Let's take an example of a car. If you have a car and you just take the steering wheel of the car or any other part, let's go with the steering wheel right now. You take the steering wheel of the car, can you tell anyone else that this is the whole car? Can the steering wheel alone drive you to a particular place? No, that's not possible. Because the steering wheel alone has no value, no meaning, has nothing that drives it. Money, the currency, the wealth, the banks, the accounts, all that is not abundance. Money by itself does not have grace. Grace is something that you infuse into your money. So I have money, and my money by itself does not have grace. I infuse the grace into my money. So my money is basically a very neutral phenomenon. And then I infuse grace into it. I infuse peace into it, because my money by itself cannot buy peace, cannot give me peace. But me, whose money it is, can infuse peace into it if I have it. My money by itself does not have laughter in it, but I can infuse laughter in it. My money by itself does not have sensibility or the wisdom to create wealth and abundance in it, but I can infuse that into my money. Just like I can infuse all these positive things into money, I can also infuse negative things into money. I can infuse sadness and depression into money. I can infuse creating destruction for someone else into money. I can use my money in any which way. So money by itself is not abundance, is not even wealth. Abundance is a different concept. Having money is not having wealth. You know how many times you see people who have the money, but if they go on a vacation, it doesn't have the grace, the beauty and the peace and the rejuvenation that it should bring to that person or to those people. How many times you have seen people have money and when you look at them, they look like a cutout from a fashion magazine, but there's no grace, there's no sensibility, there's no wisdom, there's no grounding. You meet them and you know that they are just a cheap imitation of a fashion magazine. Nothing else. So money alone is not abundance. Money alone is not even wealth. Now, on the other hand, abundance. So when we look at abundance, the current paradigm, the current notion or the definition is that abundance means I have not just the money, I have the love, I have affection, I have good relationships in my life, I have a great career, I meet great people, I travel, and I have spirituality, I have the good of both worlds, and that is abundance. Now that is the definition of abundance, because we in the current paradigm do not know of abundance in its real sense. And so we always borrow from the concept of wealth. We always expand money and wealth to a certain level, and we call that abundance. But that's not abundance. Let me try and define abundance a bit if I can. It's literally impossible to define it into words, but let me try and define it. Imagine, or before you imagine, let me give you an example. You remember the book, The Alchemist, the famous book, The Alchemist. It became a phenomenon, I guess, 15, 20 years ago, where Santiago, the shepherd, went across countries, read really thick books. He was a shepherd, but he read really thick books. and he met the love of his life. He met alchemists. He turned metal into gold, and he came to a point where he became one with the wind. He did all this just by being a shepherd and choosing to usher his sheep from one country to another. And he tasted a life that many people with their infinite wealth could not do. This was a beautiful, beautiful example, and this is why it became a phenomenon, because all of us can tap into abundance this way. So abundance, imagine, let's put that San Diego light on you. You are the shepherd of your life. Imagine if you have the courage to get up from your state of being, whatever it is. If it's unsatisfactory, then you get up from it and you look at something that is absolutely different from what you know right now. You have the ability to see something beyond what is. Maybe you are in a prison, and it can be a mental prison. You don't have to be in a physical prison. It can be a mental prison, and you are in this prison. You don't know anything other than what is being presented to you, and the only thing you know is that you cannot get out of this situation because you don't have the money, you don't have the resources, you don't have people to help you, you don't have the support. Now, in the middle of this despair, if suddenly your perception opens up and you go, oh, that looks good, I could do that. And suddenly your mind tells you, but that is very different from what you are today. What if you can't do it? And you say, okay, even though it is very different from what I am here right now, I could give it a try, and I can fail, I can fall, but it's okay, I'll give it a try. So your perception opened up. That's the number one step of abundance. Perception. The ability to see beyond what is. How many of us are blessed with this ability? Look around yourself, look at yourself, look around yourself and see how many people are totally entangled with their current situation, never being able to look beyond it, never being able to see something that is different from it. Not possible. Not possible for so many people. And so many people remain stuck exactly where they are, even live an entire life remaining stuck where they are, because they are not able to see something beyond it. So if you have that perception in you, even if you have 1% of it, please honor it, because that perception of yours is the first step of abundance, the real abundance. The second step is the courage to carry out the perception. Now you have the perception, many people have the perception, but they are able to do nothing about it. They know that this doesn't work for me, maybe that will work for me. But there is no courage to go and reach out to that. There is no courage to fail in being able to reach out to that. I might reach out to that, and in the process I may not be able to reach to it, and I might fail and fall. Do you have the courage to reach your perception? And if you have the courage, even if you have 1% courage, honor it, love it, be grateful for it. That's the second step to abundance. The third step to abundance, action. Action to actually see your courage through to fruition. To be able to see that your project is completed. So many people have the courage, start it out, but don't end up completing it. Because there are so many subconscious patterns that come up and make one afraid of being able to complete what they had perceived. And I'm extremely honored today because in my live audience is Mother Rabia. So the woman who gave me birth and who shaped up much of me is watching me live today. Thank you, Ma. This is definitely an honor and definitely abundance. So Abundance, perception, be able to see beyond where you are. Courage, be able to carry out your perception. Action, be able to see what you have carried out to the fruition, complete it. Now, when you look at abundance with these 3 steps, and these are just 3 easy steps I have given for abundance, when you are able to look at it, see how many things suddenly open up in your life. All the things that you didn't consider, all the things that you didn't think that you are worth doing, all the things that you didn't imagine you are worth looking at, achieving, feeling, being. All of that opens up because till now you were postponing your actualization because you didn't have the currency in your bank. But currency in your bank, that doesn't change anything in your life. That doesn't add the grace. That doesn't add any satiation. That doesn't give you any love and peace. That doesn't give you courage. Money as a currency doesn't give you courage. It can in fact make you fearful because you would be always wanting to keep that money in your bank, in your savings for a rainy day. And of course the rainy day will manifest one day because you've been saving for a rainy day. This doesn't mean go and throw your money. This doesn't mean go and spend it. This doesn't mean don't honor the cash, the money, the wealth that you have in your bank accounts. It simply means add your essence to it. Tap into the real abundance and then from there create money. So that money in turn can create life which when you have lived, at the end of it, you look at it and not even 1% of regret is there. Not even 0.1% of regret is there. You look at it and you say, I did it. So I'm hoping that this concept, this new concept of abundance is going to break through your inner prisons and be able to open up your perception to see your life in a new light. The task that I would like to give you for today is to write down 5 things that you can do if you followed this format of abundance. Not thinking about money at all. Whether or not you have money in your account, forget that. Money in your account will come. It has to come. It will follow you if you have the perception, courage, and the action, the real abundance. So, write down 5 things you would do with your life. And if you are not able to perceive it, that's very important. If you're not able to perceive that without money, I would do this anyways. Forget about money, whether or not it is there. I would do this anyways. This is the guidance. This is what my higher self is telling me. This is my perception. If you don't have the perception, that means we have to start from the perception and not from money. Money doesn't give you perception. So you may have all the money in your account, but if you don't have perception, you will just have money in your account and you will just be a cheap imitation of something or the other. Who do you want to be? You want to be a cheap imitation of something or someone, or do you want to be your own original self? And to be your original self, you have to have a perception beyond the current paradigm, your personal current paradigm and the collective current paradigm. So signing off from a very beautiful evening in Düsseldorf, Germany. And we are up for a barbecue now. I love the birds that are singing right outside. And I'm sending you lots of love. Yet again, thanking you for all the personal messages that you send me, all the love and encouragement that you send to me, and all the personal sharings that you write to me, that you share the intimate details of your life, and you ask for advice, or you just simply share, and the trust that you show. I honor it deeply in my heart. Thank you so much. Sending you lots of love. See you next week.